My name's Dominic McVey, I'm 27, I'm from East London and I'm an entrepreneur. I first got into business at a very young age. I was fortunate enough to be able to travel the world with my father. He was a musician with a theatre company, so he was touring all the time and I was able to tag along rather cheaply, if not for free. I saw a lot of the world and I saw a lot of things in the world that weren't available in Britain, like mini disc players. I used to bring them back to England and I used to sell them to my friends and my friends' parents. I used to look for products all the time, what's the next thing, what's possible, and I had a website called wickedbydom.com. And one day I was looking for a credit card. I wanted to get a credit card so I could buy a product overseas. And I typed in Visa wrong, I spelt it with a Z instead of an S. And I came across a company making motorised fold-up scooters. And I thought they were fantastic. I thought I should be selling them to my friends. I thought all my friends should have one. I certainly thought that I should have one. And they turned up, about 13 at the time, and the product was great. And my friends loved them, and all their friends loved them. Over the period of about 2 to 3 years, I sold 11 million of the products. It went crazy. It was like wildfire. And, everyone wanted them, whether you're a 60-year-old or a 6-year-old. You wanted one of my scooters. It set me up for life, and it was fantastic, and it really gave me a grounding and an understanding of life, but it also gave me a foundation where I could propel myself as a much more successful entrepreneur. So I was born in East London, Whips Cross Hospital. I grew up in Leytonstone actually. My mum, she's from Stepney. Most of my cousins and my aunts and uncles grown up in Hackney, still live in Hackney actually. It's what I am, it's what's made me who I am. And it's gone through so many changes, fantastic changes, as well as, I guess, you know, with anything there's always going to be changes that you're not always pleased with. Looking around now, I mean, Whitecross Street just here, I used to come here for Chinese all the time because you could get a cheap Chinese. It's not cheap anymore. What will happen, like anywhere in London, is that you'll get all the big brands you can get anywhere else, and I think if they can protect that from Hackney and from East London, then it will always keep its charm and it will always have its attraction about it. So we're in the music studio of the world famous coffee shop, the Shoreditch Grind. It's owned and run by two friends of mine. This used to be a mobile phone shop. I said to them, look, this is a great location. London has bad coffee. You guys are always moaning about how bad the coffee is. Why don't you do good coffee in a cool up and coming part of town? And Kaz, being the creative innovator he is, he said, oh, I'm a musician as well and there's a top floor that's empty, let's stick a studio in there. It's been going, I think, under a year and they're getting fantastic reviews. But I think it's very important, as anyone that is learning, they're sharing. I think as society, the only reason we progress is because we learn from each other. Too many businesses are take at the moment, and I think they're really now starting to suffer, and there's a big backlash. The businesses and the entrepreneurs which are involved and immersed with their customer and their community are the businesses and the entrepreneurs that are really succeeding. Anyone wanting to fulfill their dream of becoming an entrepreneur really needs to just get on with it. It's often very much trial and error. Any new business, any new idea is unseen before, undone. So it's not always the case where you can read a book and it will tell you how to run things or how to do things. Then you just have to put your all into it. You have to believe in it, you have to be passionate about it, and you just ultimately have to get on with it. Talk is cheap and action is what's going to deliver.